welcome to the Young Scientists Kenya. When the United Nations, we love you so much, and innovate.
I want to once again renew my appreciation and thanks to the Government of Ireland through its embassy here in Nairobi and the British Telecom Young Scientists Ireland for the support extended to the Young Scientists Kenya and for facilitating the organization of this competition. You have proved to be true partners, not just to our young people, but to the entire Kenyan population.
Well, in a bid to encourage young boys and girls to take interest in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, otherwise known as STEM-related jobs and studies, Young Scientists Kenya is collaborating with the Irish government to realize this. Anita Nkonge also reports on how secondary schools around the country can join in this initiative for free and the benefits that are up for grabs.
Picture this. You're far from home, and when you return, you find your home was broken into and ransacked. Don't you wish you had been notified earlier so that you could have done something about it? Well, Keith Bryan and Maxwell Okoth are two young men who together created a contraption that can potentially decrease the number of burglaries in their communities. Their innovation? A smart vigilance system.
What we came up with is an advanced security system based on the Internet of Things principles. When a burglar is detected into your premise, automatically the lights go on, a message is sent to the owner's premise, and to the message there is a link to which the owner can use to live stream what is going on in the premise, that in his or her own premise.
As a result of their invention, the two boys went on to win the overall Young Scientists Kenya national competition for 2020.
What made us win is good work. We started from just a slight idea. When we got an opportunity to present in the Young Scientists Kenya and the innovators, we went for it. The school provided some little materials. We got backup from the Young Scientists Kenya themselves, the global minimum.
Once it's adapted, it can help reduce the rate of burglary and flatten the curve to an irreducible minimum.
Launched in 2017, the YSK initiative is a collaboration between the Kenyan and Irish governments to help encourage young men and women to branch out into science and technology careers.
Kenya has huge strengths, that's the first thing to say, and I mean it's already recognized as the Silicon Savannah youth population. That's a huge opportunity, but if it's not tapped and directed and supported, then obviously that can become quite a difficult thing to have a lot of people and not to have job prospects for them. And I think what STEM offers is a potential for the students of today to become the entrepreneurs and the innovators of the future.
The program initially started out as a pilot involving 10 counties. It has since branched out into all 47 counties. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, not all counties were able to participate in the 2020 competition. 120 students from 22 counties submitted 64 innovative projects that were then judged.
The overall aspiration and vision as provided by His Excellency President Kenyatta, who is the patron of the Young Scientists Kenya Initiative, is to ensure that we address the very values that we're trying to promote: greater access to science, technology, innovation, by way of ensuring that young people are able to not only access training but also are able to, at a national level, be recognized for those areas of and traits of curiosity, creativity.
The Young Scientists Kenya aims to not only catalyze interest in science, tech, engineering and mathematics, that is STEM knowledge for secondary students, but also play a part in entrenching Kenya as a hub for innovation and creativity in science and tech.
And Kenya has such potential there, and that's why Ireland's investing in it. That's why we saw from our own experience of Young Scientists Ireland, which has been running now for more than half of a century, we saw how that helped us to transform from a small agrarian, inward-looking country to a country that now, is a world leader in pharmaceuticals, in technology, in financial services, in agribusiness.
Many of these ideas are extremely relevant to some of the challenges that we face and the decisions we're trying to make at policy level. And so being inclusive to the youth then enables us to have a connection, a link to young people, their ideas, their foresight, their way of promoting their imagination.
The organization hopes to branch into a blended online and direct STEM program this year, following last year's lessons informed by the ongoing pandemic. Their ambition is to seek to ensure that all learners have an equal access to STEM education, regardless of physical or social limitations.
What we see into the future is that greater emphasis will be put with respect to infrastructure upgrade and teaching techniques or science, and that combination of bringing in civil society, the public sector, the private sector to also participate in promoting the relevance, access, equity, quality of science training.
We have a number of very committed partners already who see the value of this and who've experienced, I guess, the excitement of it and the buzz of it and seen the potential of it. So I think any partners out there who have an interest in the science and technology, engineering and maths field and feel that secondary school students is where we should be investing, I think they should come and speak to Young Scientists Kenya, come and speak and see where we could align and how they might be able to support us and how we might be able to partner actually over the longer term and really invest in supporting this new generation of brilliant young Kenyan entrepreneurs and innovators.
Overall winners of the competition like Keith and Maxwell win a cash award worth 50,000 Kenyan shillings and a full scholarship to Strathmore University to study a STEM course of their choice. All secondary schools are invited to join the YSK weekly STEM themes outreach activities every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. through the ysk.awardsplatform.com platform. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
And very inspiring indeed. Thank you so much, Anita Nkonge, for that report.
the Young Scientists Kenya 2021 National Science and Technology Exhibition.
Welcome to the 4th YSK National Science and Technology Exhibition, and a big thank you to you ladies from Alliance Girls High School. Indeed, we are here to celebrate all of you and all the hard work you have done throughout the year. However, before we get any further, because I can keep talking, I'm so excited, there is not enough breath in my body to explain how excited we are. I'm going to ask if we can all rise from our seats for the Kenyan National Anthem and the East African Community National Anthem, or East African Community Anthem.
O God of all creation, bless thee, our nation. Justice is our shield and defender. May we pray in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. Unilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu.
Thank you very much. I want to ask you to take your seats, but the truth is you're going to be so excited you won't want to sit back down. We're going to have today's and the remaining 4 days for the program for this exhibition is incredible. As I've mentioned, all of you young scientists, brilliant young scientists, have been working for the last year, developing those projects together in school, and today and the rest of the week, we are here to celebrate your achievements. Whether you are a student, we applaud you, or a teacher, thank you. But even if you're neither of those, and you're here as a guest, as a partner, as somebody who wants to mentor or wants to participate in YSK as a student next year, karibuni sana. We are all here for you, and we're going to have an incredible time. We have activities and sessions and workshops and giveaways, lots and lots of giveaways for you, no matter where you're joining us from. I don't want to talk too much about the YSK exhibition and about what we do. We have some very, very high-level senior people who are going to come and tell us about that in a moment. But I just want to establish a few house rules. Number one, my name is Karakanya Wamlole. I know for you young scientists, it might be a difficult one, but for everyone else it's difficult. For you guys, you have my name like this. You know, we've seen your projects. We know you're good. And I'll be here from the YSK team. I'll be with you throughout the 4 days, and I'll be your host for today as well. With me is our sign language interpreter. You can see him at the bottom here, Mr. Nelson Mudaki. Thank you for joining us, Nelson. And Nelson, I'm going to ask you, how do we do a round of applause in sign language? All right, you see that, but that's not the level of excitement we're going for, Nelson. Show them the level of excitement we need. I need to see elbows higher, Nelson, higher. There we go. Armpits and elbows, right? No matter where you are, whether you are at home, that is my first house rule, is let us be excited for all the participants who are coming in. Look, you might be at home, your neighbors will be surprised. If they come and knock on your door, why are you celebrating and shouting? Tell them, hey, register for the exhibition as well. Let's all participate because we have something for all of you here today. It's going to be 4 days, as I mentioned. We'll have sessions and demos on hacking. We have panel discussions on inclusivity in STEM for girls, special needs people, women with and marginalized communities. We have workshops for STEM careers and universities. Teachers, we have workshops for you as well. Ignite talks, fun science demos. There is so much happening over the next 4 days that you will not want to leave, although we also have offline breaks because we are conscious of digital health and well-being. So please also make sure that you take breaks, as this is an entirely virtual exhibition. I've talked and I can keep talking. However, there is somebody even better and more well-placed to talk. And I say somebody, it's several people, and they'll just follow each other one after the other. You'll see this in a moment. And the first person, or the first two people you guys may see are, or first three people or so, are people who are so crucial to YSK. Starting with people you did not see last year, because they were not yet a fully fledged part of YSK, Young Scientists Kenya. And I say fully fledged because I know all of us are YSK at heart. You know, whether no matter what organization you're from, no matter where you're watching from, I know you're YSK at heart, right? So make sure that when I welcome her, and I will in a moment, you give her the round of applause she deserves, as she is officially and formally seeing you guys and participating in our exhibition for the first time. Just to mention that you might be joining us live on YouTube, so thank you. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, or you would be on Twitter as well. Make sure you tweet hashtag YSK exhibition, hashtag Blaze for YSK, hashtag Blaze. Thank you, Blaze, by the way. Lots of airtime they're giving us. Hashtag YSK 2021. Keep tweeting. Let's keep the conversation going. It's going to be a great time. Without much further ado, allow me to introduce the Young Scientists Kenya National Science and Technology National Science and Young Scientists Kenya Executive Director Lois Kinyanjui. She is joining us for the first time this year, and she'll be giving us a few welcoming remarks. Over to you, Lois.
Okay, thank you very much, Karagania, for that very lively welcome and for your very kind remarks. You know, at YSK, Karagania is our usual MC, and he's our usual MC, and you know, we leave him sometimes to do the talking and the introductions. But welcome to all of those who are joining us on the platform. Yeah, big up to you. This is a big round of applause. And now to my opening remarks. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, Ambassador, Embassy of Ireland to Kenya, Her Excellency Fionnuala Quinlan, Professor George Magoha, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, private sector representative, development partners, members of the media, teachers, judges, and mentors, and our dear esteemed students. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. To our dear students, the day you have been waiting for is here. Today, we launch the 2021 YSK National Science and Technology Exhibition. This day is a culmination of a number of activities that we have undertaken with you this year. We started with the outreach, the STEM outreach and mentorship sessions that this year, because of COVID-19, you attended online. And during the outreach sessions, you got to interact with mentors and champions already engaged in STEM professions. And those of you who attended, we know that you told us that you learned a lot, and yeah, that's very good. The second is the Winners Bootcamp in May for those who won in last year's exhibition. Those who attended told us that they learned a lot about research, design thinking, patenting, and developing their ideas to the next level. The final activity in the competition, where you submitted your inventions and innovations that utilize STEM skills that you're learning in class, is the competition, the reason for which we have this exhibition today. And you have showcased your ability to solve society's problems using STEM. Today, we are looking forward to seeing those innovations and inventions. I already had a sneak peek, and I'm awed. I know that all those in attendance will be awed as well. Even as we look forward to unveiling this year's winning projects at the end of the week, I would like to congratulate all of you for your efforts to prepare your projects. For the effort and the courage, you are all winners. For those of you who did not get a chance to submit a project, I urge you to do so next year. Yeah, so we will have a similar program of activities next year as well, and we welcome all of you, our dear students, to engage. This week, we have organized a series of educational and fun activities for you. If your friends, schoolmates, and neighbors, and your cousins have not joined, WhatsApp them and ask them to join us so that they too can share in the fun. And to our dear teachers, a big thumbs up, and I would say big round of applause to you from us at YSK for the great work that you do every day. Indeed, teaching is a profession that teaches all other professions. Karibuni sana, as you look forward to seeing the practical fruits of your labor. I would also like to recognize the presence and the contribution of our esteemed partners, starting with the government of Kenya and the president, who is our dear patron, the Ministry of Education, the Teacher Service Commission, and SEMASTEA, whose efforts in delivering STEM education we seek to complement, and the Irish Embassy, who, alongside the Ministry of Education, set up YSK, and who continue to fund and support us even as we grow. And I must not forget Blaze by Safaricom, who have provided us with cash and in-kind support since inception, plus Liquid, Intelligent Technologies, the Institute of Physics, Concern Worldwide, Kevian Kenya, Strathmore University, and all our other sponsors. All our volunteer judges, our champions, our mentors, we recognize your efforts and welcome you to this exhibition. And now, I would like to welcome our chairman of the YSK Board of Directors. His name is Mr. Sachin Gudka. He will give us his welcome remarks shortly, and I wish for you to enjoy. But before Mr. Sachin Gudka joins us, we would like you to watch a video from a gentleman who is very important to YSK. His name is Dr. Tony Scott, and he is the founder of BTYSTE. It is the Young Scientist organization in Ireland, and he will be telling us a little bit about BTYSTE and the impact that Young Scientist in Ireland has had on that economy. So let's listen to Dr. Scott and then Mr. Sachin Gudka. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me to be present with you at the Young Scientists in Kenya. This is a very special occasion for me, and it's rather strange though. Here I am sitting in Dublin, which is about 10,000 kilometers from you, yet you'll be able to see me thanks to the modern developments of science and technology. I want to congratulate you on your Young Scientist exhibition. When we started ours 58 years ago, the Young Scientists would have on this country, on the development of this country, and particularly in producing scientists and engineers that encouraged a lot of international companies to set up in this country. So to the young people who are taking part at the Young Scientists exhibition, I would love to be present and talking to you, but it's very important that you realize the reason why you're doing the science is because you've got an inquiring mind. You're trying to find out why something works or how something works. And you never know that from your findings, something very useful, which would be very useful to your country, to Kenya, would be. And we've had examples here from our Young Scientists where people have developed ideas on their participation in the Young Scientists and have managed to set up companies. Of course, everybody has heard of a company called Stripe. And the winners of our Stripe, which was about 10 or 12 years ago, those two winners now are worth billions of pounds each. And they have set up this worldwide company employing thousands of people. And it all came about from people like you who are taking part in a science exhibition in your own country and developing a science project that someday, and maybe soon, will be of great benefit to yourself, but to your country. And that is the importance of the Young Scientists exhibition, because it is encouraging people like you to take an interest in science, and the future of this world does depend on science and engineering. Who would have thought when this COVID problem started that the scientists and scientists could develop a vaccine in 7 or 8 months? It was nobody thought they could do it. It puts its mind to something, it can achieve an awful lot. So by participating, you as young scientists are at the start of very major, not only for yourself, but for your country. And I wish you every success. I certainly will be visiting the exhibition. Our exhibition, of course, is virtual like yours. And our one in January, believe it or believe it not, 55 at our exhibition from 55 countries around the world. Now, that would never have happened if we weren't doing a virtual exhibition. And next January, we will be virtual again. But I must say, as an old-timer, as an old scientist, I love being present, talking, sitting down beside the students and talking to them. Maybe we have to work out some sort of hybrid of being attending and having a virtual facility for people who can't make it to Nairobi to look in and see what you're doing. Wishing you all every success, and hopefully next year, when all of this goes, I'll be able to come down and be with you again in that marvelous city, Nairobi, where I was before, and I enjoyed myself so much. So well done, congratulations, and best of luck to all of you. Thank you. Tony Scott, ringing from Dublin.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Tony Scott. Really means a lot that the co-founder of something that started 58 years ago can join us now to hear from our very own chairman. The first time you'll be seeing him speaking on behalf of YSK, Mr. Sachin Gudka. Karibu, Sachin.
Thank you so much, Karagania. Dr. Tony Scott, you are an absolute inspiration to all of us, and we value your insights and advice. I would also like to warmly welcome all of you joining us online on the platforms today, both on the YSK platform as well as on YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We warmly welcome you, and thank you once again. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, Ambassador, Embassy of Ireland to Kenya, Her Excellency Fionnuala Quinlan, Professor George Magoha, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, our fellow board directors at YSK, our sponsors for 2021, private sector representatives, development partners, members of the media, teachers, judges, and mentors, esteemed students. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this year's Young Scientists Kenya National Science and Technology Exhibition. Our mission is to inspire the next generation of young scientists, innovators, and entrepreneurs to transform their local and global communities through STEM. It is an initiative of the Ministry of Education and the Embassy of Ireland in Kenya. We are privileged to have His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, as our patron. Young Scientists Kenya was started in 2016 and modeled against the very successful BT Young Scientist and Technology Exhibition in Ireland, which has shaped STEM professionals in that country for 55 years. This year, just like last year, we hold the exhibition event entirely virtually as we seek to mitigate the risk around the COVID-19 pandemic and prioritize the health and well-being of our students and teachers. In this year's exhibition, we are showcasing 111 projects in chemical, physical and mathematical sciences, technology, biological and ecological sciences, and social and behavioral sciences. I would like to recognize the students and teachers who participated in the activities running up to the exhibition. We recognize you have invested your time and effort in preparing to showcase your creative and innovative projects in this year's exhibition, despite the shortened school calendar and the resultant busy school's schedule. Congratulations to all of you for making an effort. You are all winners, and I wish you all the very best this week. The exhibition is a culmination of year-long activities that we've undertaken as an organization, including online STEM mentorship, a winners bootcamp, and the STEM competition in the background. This year, we've focused on a Leave No Learner Behind agenda, ensuring that all secondary school students have access to the STEM services provided by YSK. For this, we have partnered with technology and communication partners to pilot an EdTech platform that will ensure we can reach students in remote areas who are hard to get to and do not have access to the internet and smart devices. We've also focused on empowering special needs schools and provided some laboratory equipment to these schools. I would like to recognize our current partners, the Embassy of Ireland, the Ministry of Education, Safaricom, Blaze, Liquid Intelligent Technologies, Institute of Physics, as well as Kevi in Kenya, who have supported YSK this year and since its inception with skills, ideas, and funding. I want to extend a hand of welcome to new partners, especially corporates, who would like to support our work and play a role in shaping the workforce of tomorrow. Through funding, industry exposure, mentorship, and job shadowing, come and work with us to nurture the next generation of STEM professionals who will be truly ready for the world of work. It is now my honor to invite Professor George Magoha to give his remarks and to welcome our chief guest, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, who is also the Young Scientist Kenya patron. Thank you very much.
Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta. We are all very happy that you found time to join us today for this virtual Young Scientists Kenya National Science and Technology Exhibition. As a ministry, we are proud of the partnership that we set up with the Government of Ireland through its embassy in Nairobi that gave rise to the Young Scientists Kenya organization that has made this exhibition today a reality. Your Excellency, sir, the Young Scientists Kenya has been undertaking other activities to support the country's STEM agenda, including online outreach and mentorship activities that seek to provide information on STEM subjects. The aim is to demystify these subjects so that our students do not shy away from them, and also providing much needed guidance on science-related careers. Your Excellency, sir, as a ministry, we have emphasized on identifying and nurturing learners' talents, indeed key pillars of the competency-based curriculum. Your Excellency, sir, it is now my humble duty and privilege to welcome you as President of the Republic of Kenya and patron of the Young Scientists Kenya to give you a keynote address. Most welcome and thank you.
Your Excellency, Fionnuala Quillan, Irish Ambassador to Kenya, to all our young scientists, and to all our participants today, let me say what a great pleasure it is to join you on this, the fourth Young Scientists of Kenya National Science and Technology Exhibition. I am delighted that despite the continued COVID-19 limitations, you have been able, for the second year running, to hold this most important exhibition. Young Scientists Kenya, or YSK, is indeed one of the most important and promising programs in the education sector. It helps to build a vibrant ecosystem for identifying, inspiring, and nurturing our young scientists. I am pleased to note that since its inception in 2018, this program has tapped into the creative potential of about 120,000 students from all our 47 counties. Ladies and gentlemen, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are all key enablers to the Big Four agenda, and indeed to our Kenya Vision 2030. By equipping our youth with 21st century skills, STEM prepares them to spur the social economic development of our country now and into the future. I applaud the contribution of the Young Scientists Kenya to our development agenda through the national competition and exhibition, and your outreach and mentorship activities. Indeed, 3 of the 16 winning projects last year demonstrate that the innovative and entrepreneurship capacity of our young people in Kenya runs deep. The first innovation was won by Keith Brian Maxwell Okoth and his teacher, Marshall Onyango, from Kanga High School in Migori, who developed a sophisticated smart vigilance mobile-supported domestic burglar alarm system. The Young Scientists Kenya linked the team with Liquid Intelligent Technologies for mentorship and have consequently been offered a full STEM degree scholarship from Strathmore University when they complete their secondary education next year. The second innovation is by Brian Mwendwa and James Musau with their teacher, Salome Mbuno, from St. Martin's Secondary School in Makueni. This team created a timely, environmentally conscious river filter system which filters garbage, oil spills, and chemical foam, thereby cleaning our waters. SolarGen Technologies has given these innovators the Science for Development Award and has also made an offer for mentorship. The third was Purity Mawau and Clinton Lundu and their teacher, Lowland Masaria, from Vialo Mixed Secondary School in Vihiga, who demonstrated how STEM could strengthen inclusivity. This team developed an angle reading and drawing device for the visually impaired. This is a clever application of simple engineering and Braille, which enables visually impaired students to read and to draw an angle in under 60 seconds. Impressive. They won the Innovative Project on STEM Inclusivity Award. So to you, our young scientists, these achievements are truly impressive. These projects demonstrate an impressive awareness of the critical problems affecting not just you, but your communities and Kenya, as well as the world as a whole. I am pleased to note that you are applying your knowledge to develop practical solutions to problems that affect us all. With this level of creativity and innovation, I do believe that the future of Kenya's economic prosperity is without doubt promising. Kongole and hongera to all of you who have participated and all of you who have been instrumental in making the dreams of these young people true. So, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that for this year, we have 214 students who are presenting their projects. I note that the participants represent the face of Kenya, that they represent 30 counties and are drawn from rural and urban, public, as well as private schools. I am pleased to note that 5 of the 65 participating schools are also special needs schools, and that without doubt, this time, there are more girls than boys participating in the exhibition. I am informed that we have 120 girls and 94 boys. Thank you, Young Scientists Kenya, for helping all these young men and women realize the talent that lies in every part of our country, and by showing that our girls are indeed equal to the challenge if only given the opportunity. Going forward, and to motivate other students and ensure the participation of all counties, I once again urge the Ministry of Education to widely publicize the winners of the last 3 competitions. And as part of that publicity strategy, I also urge them to indicate follow-up actions that have been taken to recognize and to harness these innovations. This way, we will together broaden the range of possibilities and opportunities that are possible. Last year, I encouraged YSK to ensure inclusivity in its programs, and I am pleased that you have begun implementing a Leave No Learner Behind program to reach disadvantaged secondary school students in rural areas, in urban areas, in arid and semi-arid lands, to those with special needs, as well as, most importantly, our marginalized girls. Though the goal to reach students in remote areas was made more difficult due to COVID-19 challenges, I am greatly satisfied to learn that you are piloting an education technology program to provide STEM mentorship through mobile communication, SMS, and unstructured supplementary service data through USSD. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the resilience we all need if we are to overcome challenges that lie ahead of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, I did direct that all ministries, departments, and agencies of government should lend their support and expertise to YSK. I would today once again like to reiterate that message and urge all parties involved to work more collaboratively to ensure that YSK remains a stable and dynamic enabler of STEM learning in Kenya. Earlier this year, I had the opportunity to meet with Ireland's foreign minister during his visit to Kenya, and we both recognized that YSK has, without doubt, been very successful. And for that reason, we reaffirmed the commitment of the government of Kenya and the government of Ireland to continuing with this most fruitful collaboration. I want today to, in particular, thank the government of Ireland for their support, as well as leadership on this excellent program. I also commend the efforts of the Ministry of Education and the Irish Embassy here in Kenya for the founding and continuing support to YSK. To the teachers who guide, mentor, and instill confidence in these students, I say to each and every one of you, thank you and well done for a job greatly, greatly done. I also want to thank all other partners who have supported not just this event, but all our previous events of YSK. In particular today, I acknowledge Safaricom as YSK's official telco partner. I also want to thank the Irish Institute of Physics, thank Strathmore University, thank the Concern Worldwide Kenya and Liquid Intelligent Technologies for your financial and strategic support and for exposing our students to industry. I invite other players in our private sector and industry to support YSK and to help unleash the tremendous potential that lies in our young people across the nation. And finally, to the many thousands of students participating in this exhibition, you are the reasons we are here celebrating today. I am proud of your ability to innovate and your ability to inspire change in Kenya and indeed in the whole world. I assure you that my administration will continue in its support to you in order for you to continue to pursue your passion and to realize your individual dreams as you help us achieve our collective dreams and agenda as a country. So with these few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinguished pleasure and indeed honor, with pride, to declare the 2021 Young Scientists of Kenya Online National Science and Technology Exhibition officially open. Asante sana. Congratulations once again to each and every one of you, and may God's blessings guide you as you move forward in your respective careers. I thank you.
My hands are already in the air. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, our patron. We do always appreciate your patronage, and we know you are so busy. So to find time to contribute to our exhibition means a lot to us, and not only to you, Your Excellency, also to Honorable CS Professor Magoha. Thank you as well. So busy, these gentlemen, and yet they have found time to contribute to what we want to achieve and what we want to give you, students at YSK. Of course, we also heard from our board chair. You have seen him, incredible man, and he's given us so much insight already. Mr. Sachin Gutka, the YSK Advisory Board Chair. And naturally, before him, we had Dr. Tony Scott, the co-founder of BTYSTE, essentially Young Scientists Island. The entire reason we are here today can be traced back to that gentleman 58 years ago. And of course, you heard from our executive director, Lois Kinyanjui, when she came in and gave welcoming remarks. So I thank you to all the speakers who have come in. We appreciate all of you, and we know it means a lot to all the students who are here today. You've heard from some of our very high-level, senior, I don't want to call them young scientists, but let's just say less young scientists who have spoken, you know, and we appreciate them as well. But, you know, it's not Young Scientists Kenya, it's also about our students. And we have a few who you're going to hear from as we come up, starting, of course, all the way in Alliance Girls High School. We took a trip there, and we had an opportunity to meet with the students. And I know, you're seeing the school, a lovely school, by the way. We have a fun fact. We actually have our executive director is an alumni of Alliance Girls High School, and we are actually going to head over there and talk to them a little bit. But it's not just me. You know, YSK is made up of an incredible group of individuals. We have our teachers, we have our mentors, we have our board, we have, of course, our students. But in addition to all of those incredible people, we also have the YSK Secretariat, and one of our colleagues, a lady who I know all the students and teachers know, none other than our Vanessa Inziani. Vanessa, over to you.
Of last year, whereby we had a massive locust infestation, which led to many farmers losing their income as well as threatening the state of food security in the country. I'd like to thank our school principal, Mrs. Virginia Gitonga, for supporting us financially and ensuring that everything was done right on time. Not forgetting our club patron, Ms. Gitahi, for always being there to support us and ensuring that all our projects were submitted to the competition. Our mentors for the constant support and determination that they have given us. Not forgetting the Young Scientists Kenya Kenya partners, who are the Embassy of Ireland and Blaze by Safaricom, for supporting such a noble cause.
Sorry, I apologize for that. Sometimes you know how these things happen with science and technology. I don't think we were able to get Vanessa, but we are going to try again. Vanessa, are you there? Do we have you now? Vanessa, do we have you now?
So thanks, Karaganya, and unfortunately for you, you're not with us here, and you're back in the studio. And in fact, I'm feeling very nostalgic to be, amidst girls who are wearing school uniform. Of course, I'm here with my YSK T-shirt amongst young scientists, and today we are currently at
Alliance Girls High School.
And welcome to the YSK 2021 Science Exhibition. I'd like to thank the YSK team for giving me this opportunity to represent the many participants in this year's competition. I'm Otiende Kazira Branis, a Form 3 student at the Alliance Girls High School, and the project I presented in this year's competition was titled AgriFix, which was majorly inspired by the events of last year, whereby we had a massive locust infestation, which led to many farmers losing their income as well as threatening the state of food security in the country. I'd like to thank our school principal, Mrs. Virginia Gitonga, for supporting us financially and ensuring that everything was done right on time. Not forgetting our club patron, Ms. Gitahi, for always being there to support us and ensuring that all our projects were submitted to the competition. Our mentors for the constant support and determination that they have given us. Not forgetting the Young Scientists Kenya partners, who are the Embassy of Ireland and Blaze by Safaricom, for supporting such a noble cause. Finally, I'd like to thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Mr. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, for the support he has given the youth of this country and showing that he truly values the young people of the country. We assure you that your support for us is ensuring security for the country in the future. I'd like to motivate my fellow participants of this year's exhibition that despite all of us having competed in the competitions, despite all of us going through several challenges on the journey, we will come out stronger. Thank you for participating. I am sure that you have learned several lessons in the competition and that you have made several friends as well. After all, we are all winners. However, may the best project win. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Branis. Let's see those hands. Remember, make noise where you're at home. Just let's make noise. Thank you so much, Vanessa, and of course, Branis from Alliance High School. Branis has been one of our long-time participants and always active in our outreaches. So it's good to see you, Branis, in school, learning and achieving as well. Congratulations, keep it going. We also want to hear from one of our male participants, and he is coming all the way from Likoni in Mombasa County. This is, of course, David Otieno from the Salvation Army School for the Secondary School for the Visually Impaired. So I'm just going to head over to you, David.
Hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Fantastic. David, maybe we can start. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your project.
My name is David Otieno Mboya. I am a Form 2 student. I school in Likoni High School for the Visually Impaired, and I'm currently in Mombasa. The project that I have been working on, it's called LearnBraille.com. And LearnBraille.com is an online platform which creates job opportunity for our visually impaired who are from poor livers, and some end up begging the streets due to poor performance. So in LearnBraille.com, we create the job opportunity as giving us the form for livers to be teachers of teaching Braille to people who are interested in learning Braille.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. Fantastic. And maybe then, what were because that sounds like a very interesting project. So what were the hardest parts, the most challenging parts of developing that project this year?
The hardest part that we have gone through, it was majorly the inadequate time. We could not get enough time to come together, discuss, because sometimes we had to go for prep, sometimes we are caught up with the normal classes. So it has been a very big challenge for us to come together and discuss what we should go on with our project. And another thing, it was in terms of internet and computer. We did not have any resources that could enable us to work on our projects.
Okay, and how did you overcome those challenges, David? David, can you hear me?
By the help of our...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
By the help of our teacher, Mr. Jobert, he helped us inclusively by providing us his own laptop so we can work on our projects. And using his bundles to do some research. So he has been of great help to us.
Fantastic, fantastic. And what was the most fun you had in making the project?
The most exciting moment that I have, it was when we started having the idea, exchanging some ideas with other fellow students. Then we come when making the project, filing up the documentaries. That was my largest task that I have ever had. So I even learned how to come up with a very inclusive project, and very inclusive project.
Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Before I ask you the last question, tell me, what message do you have to other students who may have visual or even other physical impairments, and the attitude that they should take towards life?
What I will say, what I have to say to them is that disability is not inability, and no matter any circumstances that they are in, or the challenges that they face, they should not give up in their journey. So what I ask them is to continue practicing what they had, and show it to the rest of the world.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Last but not least, David, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I would love to be a sailor who will sail all over the country in different parts of the world. Yeah.
That sounds so much fun. Please make sure you bring me on your ship when you do. I'm sure I'll have a lot of fun at that point.
Yeah, I will.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, David, for your time, and wish you all the best in the exhibition.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a lovely conversation, David. Of course, Brannis. Before that, when I grow up, I want to be like you, Brannis, and also like you, David. In fact, I want to be like all you young scientists. It's gonna be a bit strange, as me as an old man knows all of you, but I'm going to make it work. So thank you so much, guys. Remember to keep commenting in the platform where you're watching us right now. Send your comments in. I'm gonna sample some of them a little later. We really appreciate all of you for joining with us. And another round of applause for those fantastic, remarkable young men and young women. Also, a reminder to keep tweeting. We are still tweeting. And also a quick introduction to our sign language interpreter. We have another one, but done a bit of a substitution. So, hi, Elizabeth. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. All right, now we are going to move on to another very brief session. And we're trying to give a little break. You know, we've heard the no more long speeches, I promise. So we've heard the long speeches. Now it's to just have a bit of fun with science. And to do that, we're going over to one of our partners who's come on board. And her name is Prof. TJ, right? She is a chemist, or she studied chemistry at the background, and she's the co-founder of Funky Science. Now, I really love how she's done this. Like, it's fun, and then KE, and then science. So it's clever, but it's also like fun, and, you know, funky. I just like... Prof. TJ, we are heading over to you to just see what you have for us, and really excited to see the demonstration that you're going to show us.
Hi there, welcome to Funky Science. I'm Professor TJ, and today I'm with my assistant, Vanessa. And during this COVID time, please do not forget to mask up. Thank you, Vanessa. So we're going to do our experiment today, and our experiment is going to be on polymers. Polymers are carbon chains found in things like plastic. So Vanessa, are you ready to do this experiment with me? Fantastic. So what we will do, I have water here for the experiment. I have a Ziploc bag made out of plastic, and I have sharp pencils. Is it sharp? Yes. It's quite sharp, huh? Sorry for that. And if your pencils are not sharp, always remember to use a sharpener to sharpen them up. So I've taken my food color, and I want to put it in the water, just to create a different effect, so that you don't think my water is magic as well. And this is not magic as well. So I have used green food color, and I want to mix it up with my straw. Mixing up the water. Fantastic. So once the water is all mixed up, Vanessa, would you like to help me? Sure. So hold it, and then let me pour in the water. And Vanessa can confirm this is real water. It's not joking water. Okay, then we seal the bag. Seal the bag completely. Then, so that I don't make a mess, I'll put it over this plastic plate, and then I'm going to take this pencil that we already confirmed is sharp. Yes? I'm going to take this pencil. Are you ready? I'm going to poke. It's not going to burst, and it's not going to pour out. Just hold it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to poke through. Would you like me to poke another pencil? Yeah? Okay, let me make sure it's sharp enough. So I will sharpen this pencil because I doubt if it is sharp enough. Is the water leaking, Vanessa?
No.
It's not leaking?
No, it's not leaking.
And this is not magic, huh?
No, it's not magic.
Okay, it's not magic, it's science. Is it leaking?
No.
No, this side is. Ah, but it's fine now.
Yes. Yeah, it's fine. So
would you like me to add another one?
Yes.
Okay. The Ziploc bag that you used is most likely made out of a polymer called low-density polyethylene. It is one of the most widely used packaging materials in the world. Think of the polyethylene molecules as long strands of freshly cooked spaghetti. The tips of the sharpened pencil can easily slip between and push apart the flexible strands of the spaghetti. But the strand's flexible property helps to form a temporary seal against the edge of the pencil. When the pencil is removed, the hole in the plastic bag remains because the polyethylene molecules are pushed aside permanently and the water leaks out.
Thank you so much for that, Prof. TJ. We really appreciate it. And today, as we mentioned, we'll have fantastic panel discussions, and we're not only going to be joined by myself, who unfortunately is still talking here, so bear with me for a bit, but we have two incredible panelists who'll be joining us. Jeet Gohil is the co-founder of Team Reweba, or Reweba, which stands for Remote Wellness Baby. This is a startup, and what what they did is they participated in the Microsoft Imagine Cup 2021 version and came out on top. A global competition. They won some amazing prizes. We'll talk about that, including the close to 8 million shillings of prize money and mentorship from the Microsoft CEO, one of the busiest men on earth. So Jeet will be hearing about him in a moment and what they did and how we can inspire. And of course, we also have an aeronautical, I like to start from the bottom. So we have an aeronautical engineer. Right, and this is not even the bottom. Aeronautical engineer. She is also the co-founder of Swift Labs, and we'll hear a bit about what that does. She's also the founder of the Girls Boardroom Foundation, which is an organization that mentors young women into, I guess, STEM careers and professional development. And of course, Anne Deritu is the very first female commercial drone pilot in Kenya. So we have a team of incredible people. I feel I shouldn't even be on this panel. And you know what we want to discuss today is we're talking about STEM, and the theme for this exhibition is securing our future with STEM. So we brought these two amazing individuals who will help guide us on and give us tips. You know, what does it mean to be secure for the future? You know, what does it mean to develop innovations that will stand the test of time? And without really much further ado, because you want to hear from them, not from me, I think I'll actually just start with you, Anne. And if you can, we're talking of securing our future with STEM. What, in your opinion, is the definition of future-proof innovation?
Yes, thank you very much for that wonderful question. I think future-proof innovation is innovation that can stand the test of time. So it doesn't become obsolete. People can continuously use it without, changing the brand or changing the product. And the most critical factors to think about as an innovator is, first of all, what problem are you solving? So it's very important because you need to define the problem. Otherwise, you don't want to build a very cool AI-powered lawnmower in the middle of a desert. No grass to cut. Right. So think about, is there an existing problem? Otherwise, you're just building cool stuff which no one will use. And then the second thing is, think about the customer. What are their most critical needs? Do they want good performance? Do they want good aesthetics? Do they want durability? Because if you involve now the most critical needs and then now you bring in technology, your users will continue to use that because it's solving their needs. Yes.
Brilliant. So solving a problem that actually exists and needs to be solved, as well as using the right tools that will enable the customer to benefit from the solution. All right, Jeet, I see you're smiling, and I know you wanna add on. How would you define that?
Okay, I would say it as being the use of cutting-edge technology to solve an emerging problem, and in that way, you want to keep it scalable, you want to have it reliable, and also accessible to the people you are intending for it to be used. So mine is a very simple answer.
Right. Scalable, sorry students, I know you're on holiday and we didn't mean to make you force write notes again, it's not class, but these are really important tips. So scalable, reliable, right? And using technology that will support that. So technology comes and appears in both of your definitions of future-proof, which I think is a really interesting thing. And speaking of using technology, the Reweba remote wellness baby, this lovely device. So we don't have it here, it's somewhere in the Microsoft headquarters. They're still picking pieces with it. But, it's a device, Jeet, that allows mothers to check on the healthcare of their students. Can you maybe tell us about it in a second?
Okay, so basically what happens is we have a device that monitors vital parameters. So parameters such as health, height, weight, temperature, skin conditions. For example, if a baby has measles, chickenpox, it measures all this and sends this data to doctors. So in that way, doctors can actually provide immediate or just close to real-time intervention to these babies. And in a way, you're trying to really reduce the infant mortality rate because, as we know, in sub-Saharan Africa, there are babies who are dying way too fast because of things that can be cured easily. So that's what we are trying to solve.
Right. No, that's brilliant. And And you're also sort of in the medical field with Swift Labs, you know, flying across. You guys make drone planes that supports the medical industry?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that in a quick second?
Yes, actually, I think we're in a very similar field with JIT here. We are building drones here locally manufactured drones, and we operate them to provide medical logistics in remote areas. And we are targeting people living in remote areas where the health clinics do not have access to medical supplies, or when you need to do a test, it takes 15 days or 30 days. So it means healthcare is not efficient or effective in those places. And using the drones, we want to improve all the logistics for medical before moving to even other logistics across the country.
That is brilliant. I mean, these guys, are you hearing this? Like, so yours uses IoT, and yours uses, I guess, an element of machine learning to it as well, and artificial intelligence.
Yes.
I hope stuff absorbs over. Now, okay, so, you know, your Bush mentioned some incredible innovations that you're doing and solutions. How then do you go from, you know, because we're talking about STEM. YSK is all about STEM and empowering students, calling them STEM. And, you know, we'll teach them the basics. These are the courses you can do, the careers, but you have these skills, right? And maybe, Anne, I'll start with you. How do you go from seeing there's a gap here, a problem, you know, in fact, how do you even notice the problem? You know, they always tell us innovation is easy. You just look at the problems around you, but sometimes you don't notice that there's a problem. So how do you go from noticing a problem to then using, you know, STEM principles to coming to this solution where you're now the co-founder, chief operations officer of Swift Labs, you know, and sending medical equipment all over the country and hopefully all over the world?
Yes. We notice problems in our daily lives, either, you know, like for example, for us, we grew up in remote areas. We experienced these problems ourselves. So that was something that came automatic, and we have aerospace engineering background. So how can we bring solutions to what we experience as children? How can we help our parents who are still living in these in the villages? And defining the problem is the start. Then you now start brainstorming ideas. You bring ideas as many as possible, you sift them through, and then for our product, we go through the design phase using engineering software. We design the product, we simulate, make sure that it's working at least theoretically, and then we go to prototyping and testing. So this phase, which I would call is a design thinking phase, it's very helpful in producing products in a record time. So you can be able to churn out new products very fast, because it's just prototyping, testing before now you move to production, and before you invest in a whole production process.
Right. Okay, so I hope you guys are taking notes. Same question, going from problem to solution. Talk us through that journey.
So basically for us, what happened is we were interning at a local hospital. And we really saw that mothers come every month to really measure these parameters, the height, the weight, the temperature. And we noticed that all this can be done from home. So why not build a device for these mothers to really start taking these measurements from home rather than coming all the way to the hospital? And remember, there are mothers who have jobs that are like, let's say Mama Mboga, she has to walk long distances to sell her goods, but imagine her taking one day off her job to take her baby to the hospital. That would actually create a lot of losses for her. So that's what we were trying to solve. Every month we can be able to take measurements, send them to the doctor, and if there's an issue, we can really intervene in a really timely fashion instead of having to go every month and spend money.
Right. No, that's brilliant. Maybe staying with that process then, you know, we're seeing the success stories. Oh, we've done from there now, Imagine Cup. But I'm sure there were failures along the line and challenges. Let me not use the word. Well, failures is, I think it's a word we can use to learn from. And any that you can talk about that you in your process, any of the activities you've done that you've overcome and how you've done that?
Okay, I would say that, you know, failure is part of the journey, and unfortunately right now in the society, in the social media era, we don't see failures being broadcasted. So we only see the good, you know, the good part, the shiny part. That's the only part that we see. And unfortunately for our young people, they may tend to think that it's only success. Like, you know, normal people don't face failures, which may create a perspective of people fearing to fail. You're so afraid to fail that you don't even try. And that is a very bad situation to be in. So I would first of all tell young people, embrace failure. It's part of the journey, and you learn from it. In our startup journey, we have in our startup journey, it's been you know, challenging to get funding for a product, but how we've overcome it is what can we do with what we have. So get going, keep moving as we wait for the success to come by, and with time, you know, the success now starts. But if we were stuck just because we didn't have the funds, then it wouldn't be where we are right now.
Fantastic. Jeet, I want to ask you the same, because you know you're pretty young.
Yeah.
You just graduated like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Still 22, ladies and gentlemen. So a young scientist by all accounts. Your journey, your success, any failures, and I'm pretty sure there are many iterations that you did for your device.
So probably I would talk more about some of the challenges that we faced. I would say the biggest challenge that we faced at the time we were building this system is COVID. As a group, it was quite difficult to meet up at one place and work together, as we only had one device we had to focus on. So that used to be a difficult problem for us, and it was we tried to solve it by meeting at least once a week, either if it was in campus or if it was at home or on Zoom online meetings. We tried to solve it in that way. And one other problem we had was procuring some of these items that we needed to build our device. So there was once we had to really drive all the way to Thika just to procure some sensors, because it is really hard to find them in Nairobi. There's some devices that we couldn't even get at all in Kenya. We had to import them all the way from India. So that was the main challenges that as a team we faced.
Okay, and maybe everybody, please, if you're watching us now, send in comments, questions. We'll see if we have time to just pop one or two at our incredible innovators here. But so going from talking of failure and some of the challenges you faced, Jeet, I know your project is working with women and mothers and supporting them. And you have a team member that is a woman as well, a young lady who can't join us, Kushi. But man, and with that as a segue, over to you, as a young woman in STEM, what can we do to increase the number of ladies participating? I'll mention, by the way, you heard His Excellency say that we have 120 girls versus 94 boys this year. But in your experience, is that enough? Are we doing enough? And what can we do to increase diversity? Perhaps not just girls, but generally to any community that is not strongly participating in STEM.
I think, first of all, YSK is doing a brilliant job.
Thank you. No, we didn't ask her to say that. Thank you.
The outreach programs and the mentorship programs, and the fact that you're doing it across the country using different methods of reaching to young people, I think that's the right way. And we need more of that to happen, so that we can see more diversity and inclusion in the STEM fields. In addition to that, I believe that mentorship forms a very big core in increasing diversity. We need to see, because right now women are really underrepresented in STEM careers, very few, especially in Africa and in Kenya. So we need to see more role models, the women who are already in STEM, coming and encouraging other young women to take up these courses. And I can say I think things are improving compared to our times, because right now we have more girls.
You say compared to our times, as though you're in your 40s or something. Okay, but sure, I get the point.
Yeah, still, compared to the time I was in high school, I can see like right now we have more girls in a science competition than boys. So that's commendable, and I believe we are in the right direction, because it means in the future we'll also now have more women in the field.
Fantastic, fantastic. And just maybe building on that, and I'll ask you a little bit about the girls' boardroom.
Yes.
In a bit more detail, on talking of how we can actually have more girls, and what you're doing for that as well. Jeet, maybe to come to you as we slowly come to a conclusion, and again, I encourage any questions that come, we'll try and squeeze in a few, and hopefully we can have this panel of experts respond to us. But Jeet, we see you now as this young gentleman, just finished, graduated the other day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do we go from, or how did you get from there, or rather get to here from, the dental? We see the successes. You've published 3 papers. One has even won, I think, the most, an award, several awards. At 22.
Yeah.
What was your journey like? Did you have any early exposure to STEM, and how important was that for you?
Yeah, actually I would like to tell you a story that actually helped me get into the computer science field. So during the holiday season in the end of Form 1, I guess, I enrolled into a boot camp which was provided by Zalego. We learned about how to develop apps for Android, and from there what I learned really sparked an interest in me. And by the time I was done, I really knew this is what I'm going to do in the university. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my, maybe past next few years of my life at least, because it was really interesting and I really loved doing it. So that really helped me get into this field.
Fantastic, fantastic. And yourself? Any early exposures, importance of mentorship again, the girls' boardroom, but how is that? Was that important for you? Did you have such exposure early on?
I believe for myself, I just had developed an interest in science courses, science subjects while still in school, and that impacted the course that I took when I got to college. But given that my time I didn't really receive a lot of mentorship, I have gone to found Girls Boardroom Foundation, which empowers and mentors young women to excel in their careers, and especially in STEM courses. So we partner with schools, we visit schools and bring on mentors and role models who are already in the field. We also do one-on-one mentorships where we organize a mentorship session between a person who's already in the field and a young person who's just trying to get into the field. So building these sessions and getting people to understand how is it out there. Maybe someone is just scared and they have the capability. They can also be able to ask questions and just relate and Okay. So I believe that's important, the mentorship.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Before I move on to maybe the concluding remarks from both of you, I just want to sample 2 questions that came very quickly, and I'm going to give Anne, I want you to answer both, and Jeet, if you can answer one of them. So let me start with the one that I want you, Anne, to answer. Is we're working in STEM, and I'm asking Jeet. No, she's just that. She's founded organizations and worked a bit more. But somebody's asking, and this is Harbir asking. Will working in STEM help people like me who want to pursue a law as a career? So essentially, can we apply STEM principles, STEM thinking to different fields?
Yes, a very good question, and I believe, when you're in the field, you learn that you will interact and you will work with everyone, actually, those in STEM and those who are not in STEM. So STEM principles like design thinking, that can be applied by anyone. Problem solving. How do you create a solution for problems? Because I imagine for a lawyer, they're trying to solve a case, so they need to define the problem. These are the ideas. This is how So these principles can be applied in other sectors as well.
Yeah. Right. And I think the question that I'd love both of you to touch, and maybe I'll ask you this first, Jeet, is somebody here has asked, I believe Nicole, he says, I'm a high school student and I don't really know much about medicine. but how do I go ahead and build innovations like both of yours are that are actually useful in the medical industry, despite still being that young without that much exposure? Is it something that they need to wait to do a little earlier? Can they start early? Just what are your thoughts on that one?
I would say, for me also, as I'm developing a solution for healthcare, I really did not know so much about medicine itself. But along the way, you just try to research, you try to know what is really working. You really need to know how you're going to develop this solution. So keep on researching, keep on trying to look for ways in which you can solve this problem.
All right, and before sorry, and even before I come back, Jeet, I want to keep you there because we have a little video of what your what Reweba, is it the Reweba?
Reweba.
Okay, Reweba, King Reweba, Queen Emperor Reweba. Okay, just Reweba. That I think we can look at quickly, and maybe you can talk through it as we go along.
So this is the device, as you can see on the screen, and it's prompting us to place the baby on top of that wooden slab. Once you have placed it, the load sensor will try to measure the weight. So for now, it's showing 57 grams. The next thing you do is taking your temperature. So where I've placed my finger, there's a temperature sensor, and if I hold it for some amount of time, it will show me how much my body temperature is. So at this time, it's telling me 36 degrees. So now we take the height of the baby using an ultrasonic sensor. So we basically try to put a barrier between the head and the feet, and once we have done that, we could see the height. Now we can also take the heartbeat using a pulse sensor, and finally we take the grip. So the grip is used to measure the fine motor skills of the baby. And the next thing is to measure skin conditions, where we take a photo of the baby's skin. So this we took using an image, but essentially we try to put it on the baby's skin. And the last thing is to take a picture of the ID card to actually identify the baby in the system. So this data will go to all the records that hold this baby's information. So once this is done, the data is sent and the doctor is notified, the mother is notified if there's any issue. So that's how basically it's working. Ingenious.
Genuinely ingenious. Anne also has videos, but they're all in the drones. They're flying above our studio, so unfortunately we couldn't bring them in. But hey guys, we are looking at them from above. I think maybe just to sort of concluding remarks as we come to a close in the discussion is to say, you guys are brilliant young scientists, and we have brilliant young scientists as well watching, but where can they go to develop more and grow more? What resources, what tools can we use? Maybe I'll start with you, Jeet, if you can tell me. Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, since you're in high school and you have a lot of teachers around you, make use of them, make use of their skills. Even take one teacher and make them as your mentor, so that you can really take advantage of what they know, so that you can learn from them, you can grow both intellectually and personally. And the other things you can say, you can use online resources such as YouTube. It's one of the biggest platform where you can just watch videos, learn new things. There's also ways to learn code. For example, we have websites such as edX, Free Code Camp. So there's a lot of online resources that are actually free for you to just use and learn and grow. So make use of them.
Brilliant, brilliant. And same question, and please talk about the girls' bedroom. I mean, whether we can all, I mean, I'm not a girl, but what opportunities there are for participation as well.
Okay, yeah, I think Kit has very good pointers, especially on internet. I would also like to add, also look out for opportunities like the bootcamp you participated in when you were in high school. So such opportunities are quite many right now, especially during the holidays. Make good use of them, join them and see, if you can learn something from there. There are also right now regional innovation hubs in most of the towns across the country. Check out for them, and there are constituency innovation hubs, centers that are in each constituency. So those are some of the resources that you can check and get good information from and support. For Girls Boardroom, yes, we are very open for registration. Please check out our website, girlsboardroom.com, and register. We are offering free mentorship to young ladies. Yes.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I like how you mentioned the innovation hubs. We actually will be listening from a member of the countrywide innovation hub. So they're brilliant hubs that are doing some amazing work scattered all across the country, and we'll ensure that you get their contacts and can participate with them. We had so many questions, and I know in the chat they're like, what about mine? You did. So sorry guys. But these people are here. We can always reach out to them. How would we be able to reach out to you, Jeet, if they have any questions, comments?
You can reach out to my LinkedIn or Facebook, whichever. Just type Jeet Gohil, you'll find me. Great. Just search for Team Reweba. My contact is.
He's all over. He's all over Google. Anne, how can they reach out for any support or questions, comments?
Yes, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Deritu.
And Deritu, you heard it from them. And can I get a promise that you guys on air to everybody watching that you will hopefully participate in one of our outreaches next year?
Yes.
You heard it there. You've heard it here. If they don't come, he will give you a free rubber box, and she will give you a drone. All right. So thank you so much, guys. We had an amazing time with them, and now we want to actually move forward with our program. But we do appreciate all of you. Remember to keep tweeting, keep talking to us, keep mentioning everything that we are doing. We want to hear now from one of our students again, and let them see what sort of entertainment they have for us.
Doom, daddy doom, da doom, da doom, 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 daddy doom, da doom, da doom, doom. Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we arise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. It's like a symphony, just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. It's
In front of you are the YBS, Young Bush Scientists, ready to present to you a poem entitled Science and Africanism. Welcome. In front of you are the YBS, Young Bush Scientists, ready to present to you a poem entitled Science and Africanism. Welcome.
Yes, I'm black and I love my skin. Every inch of me, both out and in.
I love my culture, my heritage, my way of life and language, hope it will never change.
I love this continent that's evergreen.
Our flora and fauna I have never seen anywhere else like this. We love Africanism.
So black is beauty, and we do have a brain. We have gone through pain, but there was gain.
We have plans to grow, in fact to evolve, to combine science and culture, to begin to solve the common problems in society, academic thinking involved.
So yes, I'm black, and I'm proud of it. And watch out, we may just be the next great scientists.
Hi, my name is Colleen Jogu, and I am in Form 2, and I go to Kianda School, and the name of my project is Use of Static Electricity from Our Bodies. So my experience during the project has been really fun. I have learned a lot. I have learned various skills such as editing, and the reason why I joined STEM is because of passion and because I like the sciences. I've always been interested in energy and how to use natural resources so as to produce energy which we can use. I have always been interested in renewable sources of energy, and that's basically why I joined STEM. If I won this prize, first I would give some of the money to the less fortunate so that it can be a great help to also them. Then I could also save some of it and buy shares with it.
Thank you. Well, thank you for that amazing work, Kianda, of course, and not just Kianda School. We also had Alliance again, the Young Bush Scientists. We do apologize for that technical hitch that we had a little bit, but we are back, and you can hear it. See the beauty. You heard our panelists, Lois, when they said failure is okay. You just learn from it. So it's not a technical hitch. But even as Young Scientists Kenya, we bounce back even better. And as you can see, I'm back with Lois, who we know is an alumni of Alliance Girls High School. So no matter which school you go to, you can always just end up here. Just keep working hard. YSK Executive Director. Lois, I've had an amazing ceremony thus far.
Yeah.
Opening ceremony, kicking us off for the rest of the day and week. What were the highlights for you just from the opening ceremony thus far?
Okay. Just to say two things, really. One is to acknowledge I'm really awed, by the support that we have received, from everybody, really. And you can tell that, we are really supported from very high circles, from none less than the president himself, and that came out in his speech. Of course, the Ministry of Education, which is charged with providing us with education, STEM education as well. And then, from our board, Sachin Gudka, very committed gentleman who really guides us, advises us. And I'm sure you all listened to Dr. Tony Scott. We really appreciate that he gave his time, to talk to us about what an organization like Young Scientists Kenya can do, to an economy. We really appreciate that support. So I'm really awed by that. That's one. But secondly, it's listening to the young panelists, the young scientists who have already taken steps and are innovating. And their innovations are being recognized, and they will begin to solve our problems today.
Hats off to all of you young scientists. I don't know how you do hats off, Nelson. I don't know. I'm just... There we go. Hats off. I was just looking at that. There we go. Hats off. Thank you. Hats off to all of you. And now, Lois, You've spoken of the opening ceremony. We have so much happening. I mentioned just after this, in the next maybe 20 or so minutes, we'll be having a panel discussion on STEM inclusivity. We will also be talking tomorrow. We'll have lots of fun and activities. If you were here last year, you will know. If you're here this year, look out for it. Lots of prizes to be given. Check the platform. We're having that. Tomorrow we'll have teacher sessions, workshops, courtesy of one of our core partners, Semester, as well as listening to Mr. Suraj Shah from MasterCard Foundation. So teachers, make sure you're logged in for that. Student workshops on STEM, careers, on university preparation. The next day we'll be talking about cybersecurity. We're going to listen to a cybersecurity specialist as well pretty soon. There's so much happening, right? Ignite talks, fancy things, hoping to see a lady who even presented at the UN, Maggie, talking about nuclear testing and why it should stop, right? These are so many incredible things happening, closed, of course, by the award ceremony. What are you most excited for?
So obviously, I'm looking forward to the award ceremony and looking forward to see who wins, this year in the various categories. But before we get there, I'm also looking forward to, learning on issues like cybersecurity. And I hope that Dr. Gomeli will talk to us a bit about ethical hacking.
A live demo as well. He's going to show you how you can be hacked very quickly. So stay tuned for that in a couple of hours.
So I'm really looking forward to that. And, today is actually Teachers' Day. World Teachers' Day. So I'm really looking forward to what we have in store for the Teachers' Day as well. We say that teachers are the ones who teach every other profession, but we also need to spend time, teaching the teachers also how to teach. So I'm looking forward to really everything, but those ones particularly.
And another hats off to all our teachers in Kenya and across the world. World Teachers' Day, you are the reason why we are here, as Lois has just said. Fantastic. I want to read a few comments, but before I even do that, we have the STEM village as well, and we have some incredible booths. So this is to all the students. Lois, we have, and I'm telling Lois knows, but I'm telling her so that I can tell somebody.
So that you hear.
So that you hear. We have incredible partners. Some of our partners, we can mention Liquid Intelligent Technologies. Safaricom have a booth as well. Even Semester have a booth that teachers, you can look for those resources. But beyond that, we also have other organizations in the STEM ecosystem. Who'll be here. Moringa School, might be scholarships, but I don't want to surprise you guys on that. Check out their booths. We have Akira Chicks, Angaza Elimu, STEM Cafe doing some incredible work. Funky Science, you've just seen her as well, and many others. There are too many to memorize. Give me a break, guys. Just head over, right? Interact with what's happening in the STEM village. There will also be WISEs and treasure hunts that we're going to do over the next few days in the STEM village, so look out for that. And Lois, I think it's going to be an amazing time. I know you'll be on all of the STEM village booths as the days go along.
I will,
And before we come to a close and really conclude, a reminder, we will be on NTV today at 4 p.m. So if you missed any bit of this, head over to NTV today at 4 p.m. And also the award ceremony will be on NTV on Saturday. So look out for that as well. And just to mention, read a few comments. There have been so many that came in, so I just want to shout out so that you guys know I cared and I was listening, right? We have Victor Nyamboku saying STEM inclusivity is an amazing idea. Cassandra Mudhoni, wow, she's just really excited and giving us a big congratulations. Manal Hassan was really encouraged by the panel discussion and what came out of it. Boniface Andati is joining live from Webuye, my apologies. Wingoma County, thank you, Boniface. Wilfred Njue is live from Tharaka Nithi County. Tell us where you're joining us from, right? I'm going to be reading these throughout the 4 days and even in the award ceremony. I see that Siprosa Rabach is excited to be part of this conversation and to partner with YSK. Thank you, Siprosa. We know you and we're really excited with what we're talking about there. Of course, we have Lois Odiamo. So not Lois Kenyajui.
My name
It looks like there are brilliant Loises all over who's also really excited to be here. And of course, Sahib Rajab is watching live from coast, just a few meters from the ocean. Maybe I should stop reading this one because that's where I want to be right now. And enjoying the morning breeze. What a scene to behold. So lovely. Evans Kandia, County 002, Kwale, we appreciate you. There's so many that have come in. We even have a teacher joining us from India, Jaipur. So thank you, Ashutosh. We really do appreciate that. And again, so many comments. I can't even get through to all of them. Lamu girls, we have participants as well. Just excited for the event. Excited for the event. So remember, guys, log in, tell your friends. People's Choice Award, we need them to vote. Log into the platform, look for that link, and go across.
Great. So tell all your brothers, all your sisters, all your cousins, to log in as well and to watch us on NTV at 4 o'clock today.
Fantastic, fantastic. And that brings us really to the close of the opening ceremony, whether you are joining us from YouTube or India, or we even had some people I saw register from the US, from Afghanistan, from Europe, different parts of Europe, other parts of Africa as well. Wherever you're joining us, thank you for taking us and joining us, walking this opening ceremony with us for the last hour and a half or so. We look to see you guys as we go on for the rest of the sessions. And remember, tell a friend, join in, tweet, just get excited, vote for those incredible projects. You can view them and vote for them as we go along on our platform. So looking to have the most amazing fun with all of you. And from us at the YSK team, so Lois has a nicer shirt. I think I'll have that one on Friday. It has yellow. So from us at the YSK team, and from me, Karaganya, on behalf of the entire team, we look forward to seeing you in a few for the sessions that are coming up. Have a great National Science and Technology exhibition.